Hello and welcome to the Huddersfield Town Extra Time in association with Sportsbroker. I'm pleased again to be joined by Andy Lawson, who is the host of Like One's Breakfast Show, and David Hartrick of the Examiner and Opta. Dave, that was a routine game right until the very end, where results elsewhere made the place and atmosphere go completely strange. This is one of those things that's unique to the last day of the regular season. Just sum up how Town have ended up finishing third in the Sky Bet Championship this season.
I think a lot of hard work, some fantastic results, a couple of brilliant runs, and they've held their nerve when others around them have collapsed a little bit, to be honest with you. I think that's been a huge part of this season. The mentality, the nerve, the attitude, the togetherness, that really has taken them so far this season. And third place, unbelievable. Is that 82 points as well, I think? Which
yes.
Is, I think it's the highest they've ever got at this tier. I might be wrong at that. But it's certainly, since it's been the championship, the highest they've ever got. Incredible season.
It's actually a point more than David Wagner's promotion team in 2016-17 got. So that speaks volumes, and 2 places higher, which is remarkable. I don't think anyone was expecting that. And if we talk about the game a little more closely, not too much more closely, because to be honest, for large swathes of it, not much happened. It did have a distinctly end of season feel about it. Apart from when Harry Toffolo again decided to do his Lionel Messi impression, flip the ball between his legs, beat a man, and then bring it onto his right boot just to show off and put it in the corner. I was actually speaking to him just before full time in the tunnel. I said, that's my pick of the bunch, which is saying something given the screamer he pulled out of his back pocket last week.
Yeah, I was going to say that's quite a call to call today's the kind of goal of them all. But actually, yeah, if you look at what he does, he takes a couple of men on. He even, I think, takes Danel Sinani on. I think there's a Town player in the box who's thinking, well, he's going to poke it through to me. He doesn't. He's obviously feeling incredibly confident at the moment, which is what you want to see. It goes back to what Dave was saying. I feel like within the squad, there's a togetherness and a confidence that where others have had a blip or maybe taken their foot off the gas, Town, I don't feel like we have. And even though we've gone into a game like today where we've made the kind of changes that we've made, we still look a team that's really on it. We took on a Bristol City team today who could have caused us an upset, didn't. We've got through the game, and you just look at Toff's confidence, you look at the confidence of the others. I think it really bodes well for the coming games. Yeah,
it's we'll come on to the coming games, as you say, Andy, in a moment. But then there was the second goal, which pretty much put the game to bed, Dave. And I think it was an assured performance for Town against a Bristol City team that shouldn't really be taken lightly. They were 5 unbeaten. I think the third highest scorers in the championship at least before the game. They were no mugs either, and they had moments where they showed that. But it was a self-assured performance from a team and a club that are really, as Andy says, feeling confident and assured of themselves at the moment.
Yeah, well, I mean, Bristol was 17th in the table before they started, and I think it was only Forest, Bournemouth and Fulham have outscored them. And Town played them as if they were 17th as well, which has kept them at arm's length, pass round them, got their noses in front, capitalised even further and got another goal. And then second half did exactly what they want, which was a bit of injury preservation, bit of energy preservation, made the changes they wanted to change. So more minutes into Tino Andrew in, give Hoggy a rest before 2 big games in the playoffs. It really could not have gone better, in truth. And I'll tell you something else. Danny Ward can thank me twice today, because technically speaking, he shouldn't have got an assist for the first goal. And I talked Opta into giving him the assist, because it does come off the defender, but I said, you can't do that. And after about 2 minutes, they relented, gave him the assist. And I gave him the goal straight away as well when our analyst said it was an own goal, but it was definitely a Danny Ward goal. So no problem, Danny, you're welcome.
That's fine. I'll make sure that gets back to him. Another thing I wanted to touch on is we've had the pedal for pounds over the past few days, which is a huge charity cycle that the club do annually when possible, to raise funds for fantastic local charities, and that mood seemed to be carried into what happened at full time with the lap of honour and anything. That those things are, they're always lovely when they happen. There's always, nice, polite applause, pictures, autographs, but there was almost not a party atmosphere, but just a sense of, celebration between the players and the supporters. As our, regular town supporter, Andy, and giving us our opinions from that end of it. How is it for you to be sat here supporting the third team in the championship and going into the playoffs with this sort of mood and jubilance around the place?
I think it shows the bond that we do have as fans and a club. I'm lucky enough that I know a lot of fans of other teams, and a lot of them kind of look at Huddersfield Town and kind of see there's something special, even if they begrudgingly either admit it or even don't admit it, but you can tell behind the scenes. The other fans of other teams like what Huddersfield Town has. I mean, look in the Premier League, everybody used to say that we were the best away fans that they'd seen in ages. And so the connection that we have as fans and the club is brilliant to see. The players obviously see that. The manager obviously sees that. And then if you look as well as to how connected the club is to the local community with the things that we do with the foundation, where we help all the local kids get breakfast and things at school, through to helping, the Kirkwood and the air ambulance and things. We're obviously a big part of our community as well. So we've got a lot of things going for us. And then, as you say, we've got all of that. Add into the fact that we went into this season, some were not expecting to be in third place at the end of the season, Raj, would you believe it? And we've managed to get here. And so, yeah, all round, it's a brilliant, brilliant thing being a Huddersfield Town fan. I will forever be proud to be a Town fan, and I know that we all will. It's an amazing thing to be.
This is a team, Dave, that is great at putting runs together, it appears. I think it's 6 wins in 7, just that home draw against a really great QPR performance on the night. This is something that they can now carry into 2 games that are, again, going to come in quick succession. There's going to be a bit of travel for the first one, back here for the second leg with that atmosphere. Town are in probably the best possible place they can be mentally and sort of atmospherically, if that's a thing, for the challenge that's about to come up.
Yeah, absolutely. The thing that this team is really good at, and this club is really good at, is being greater than the sum of its parts. It's not a squad packed with superstars. It's a squad that it's all about work. It's all about patterns. It's all about doing the things they know they can do at the very best of their ability. And I think, without getting too deep, I think Huddersfield is a town that respects that. Huddersfield is a town that does respect hard work. It's always wanted to see itself in the town that are playing for them. And, let's be honest, the last couple of years have been disappointing. There's been ups and downs. There's been all sorts going on. This season has been incredible, and it really has. That the 11 lads, whichever 11 lads you put out of the sort of 20 odd that are in the squad, they all give you the same level of performance, and they all give you the same level of effort, and that matters, and that's important. And it does make a massive difference. I've got, I don't know if you can see, but my daughter's here today. She's got a season ticket with her granddad. At first time her granddad's bought a season ticket in, I think, about 15 years. I know other people who've been out and bought season tickets that haven't had them for the last couple of years for all sorts of reasons. And that is down to the lads on the pitch. It really is. And being able to see a little bit of yourself in them, and that makes a massive difference.
Yeah, the club motto and the town's motto is God helps the diligent, I believe the Latin translates to, which sums up exactly what you've said about hard work and the connection and the reason the fans are appreciating the effort that these lads have put in so much. And I think it's a just reward, Andy, for everything Town have been through, for everything they've done, for the fact that, all 11 of them go out each week and run their blood to water. And, it was a much changed team this week. There was, 6 changes today. And they still performed to such a great level, and it was a Bristol City team that hadn't changed too much. They still had the first choice players out up front and everything that have scored so many goals, and that's got to give you some heart and confidence and a bit of pride as well, hasn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. I agree with what Dave said is the case that as a town, we want to see people who are going to really work hard for the blue and white stripes. We would like to see us get results at the same time, but it's that working hard, it's that putting in a shift. And you look then at the fact that we can do this season and find ourselves in the position in the league that we're in. And then, as you've said, and as I said earlier on the show, that you can look at town this season and you can see that the quality is there within the squad, so we can make the amount of changes that we've made today. We can swap out, the kind of player of the season, if you will, Lee Nichols, and bring in Jamal Blackman and still look really solid at the back. We've got other changes that we've made today, and yet, we still are able to do the job that was necessary. I mean, it's not a secret, but I don't shout it too loudly. Andy Weimann of Bristol City is one of my favourite players, not a town player, if you see what I mean. Yet today, we really kept him under wraps. We stopped him really showing any kind of form that he's shown for Bristol City and the capabilities that he's got. I mean, you look at last game against Hull, you see what Bristol City did. So we could see what they were capable of. We stopped them. They couldn't stop us. That shows me that this town team is really special. And to roll right back to what you said at the beginning, we're showing all of this, and there's that real high work effort as well, and it's something that certainly as a fan, I'm really proud to see what Town are putting out on the pitch at the moment.
Yeah, Dave, something that I think is really important is that Town showed no complacency whatsoever, and given that nothing is actually done, you're right to stop for now for a few hours, for maybe an evening, and celebrate what we've done in the regular season. But there's a bigger task to come now, and there's more football to be played. And this is where, to speak in a cliche, the real work and the real football starts when we're in the playoffs, and there's, a huge prize and carrot on the end of the stick for whoever does well over these next 2 and hopefully 3 games. With Carlos in the dugout and his team and staff around him that, extends to his assistants, the analysts, the physical performance staff, the nutritionists, whoever else, the chefs, everyone at Canalside, we're in a good position with not just who's on the field, but who's off the field as well, aren't we?
Yeah, definitely. And we have spoken a couple of times on these shows about the fact that this is a collective, and it genuinely is. And I think with a lot of football clubs, they feel like a sort of disparate entity where you've got one department doing one thing and another department doing another. Here at Town, it is a cliche to say it's like a family, but you really do feel that, and you do feel that connection. And it's basically, I hate to use a horribly sort of cliched officey phrase, but it's joined up thinking, which is what it is. It's joined up thinking through the club from the
synergy.
Dugout. Yeah. We start a team on The Apprentice, Raj. But it is from the dugout all the way back to the very top, and that joined up thinking. The thing is, in this championship right now, just that joined up thinking alone actually gets you quite a long way. So if you then couple that with the hard work and the effort, you end up with third place in the table.
Yeah, it's the playoff games is something we'll come into more depth with when we do the preview shows and things for that. But for now, I think this is a nice mood and a nice place to end today on. Congrats to the team across the season for their efforts on and off the field to finish third. And a massive thank you to you two as well for all of your time that you give up throughout the year to speak to us after these games. I know it probably helps that we've talked about so many wins and so many good performances. I'm not sure you'd both be as willing to speak to me if it had gone other ways, perhaps. But thank you to you two, and thanks ever to Sportsbroker as well for sponsoring the show and making the show possible. All of the ticket information for the home and away legs of the playoff semi-finals have been released on hfc.com now. So go and have a look. Make yourself familiar with what's available when and where. It's Luton Town away and at home. And we'll come on to those as quickly as we can. So thank you, and we'll speak to you soon.